I was wondering recently about Steam trading cards. I own quite a lot of Steam games, most of which I've never played, and most of which come with cards. Now, Steam trading cards are not really worth very much, they're basically only worth a few pennies. But if I could get all the cards from all my games, that's probably worth my while, isn't it? Now, I don't want to do it manually, so I tried to figure out if there was a way of doing this more quickly and more efficiently, and yes, there is. Now, before I start, I'm going to warn you about something. One of the tools that I suggest that you use in this will ask you for your Steam username and password. Now, that is something that you should never enter into some dodgy third-party thing you got off the internet. Now, the tool in question, Idlemaster, it comes with full source code available, so if you know what you're doing in terms of programming, you could actually look through it to make sure that there is nothing nasty that gets up to. You could even take the source code and compile it yourself to make sure that that code is exactly what is run. I have used it without any difficulty. I am not going to guarantee or suggest that you would not have any difficulty. It's your choice to make, it's your risk to take. Now technically, you don't need it. You can just idle all your games yourself. You don't actually have to play a game to earn the Steam trading cards. You can just load it up, sit at the main menu, in fact minimize the thing, Alt-Tab out of it and go and do something else, and it will just generate the cards without you playing at all. So you could do that instead. It's a bit more hassle, but it depends how many games you've got to play. Now here I am on steamdb.info. I don't even need to log in for this, just give it the username because my profile is public. And I can see I own 496 games, and I haven't played 205 of them. I'm betting a lot of them I've played for very little time. So I've got a lot of cards that I could earn. In fact, I think I worked out something like 580 cards. So even if I'm selling them for only a few pence at a time, that works out at 30, 40, 50 pounds maybe. Enough for at least one AAA title. So this is worth doing. All the links to everything that you will need to do this is in the video description below. Also, I should note that Steam have a habit of changing things from time to time. So any one of these tools could stop working at any point. This video I'm making here shows what worked for me today. If you're viewing this 3 years in the future, I can't guarantee it will work for you then. I'm not going to be able to provide any kind of technical support for this, so please don't ask me any questions. You can see what I did, and that's that. If you decide to have it go, you may have to figure out a few changes for yourself. But if you're doing this any time near when I recorded the video, it should all be the same for you. Right, let's get on with things. Okay, here is the website for Steam Idlemaster. This is the thing that's going to get you your cards, and this is the thing where you have to enter your username and password for Steam into its built-in web browser. It's up to you if you take the risk. I used the portable version, so I didn't have to install anything. I just downloaded a zip file, opened it up, and ran the exe file in the middle of it. And it takes a while. This is not a quick or magic way of doing things. I set it to run the games one at a time, and just earn the cards. And it sits and ticks away. In fact, I'll show you mine running. Hold on. Yeah, here it is, running away on my system. You can see Idlemaster is connected to Steam. You must actually have Steam up and running at the same time. That's an important thing to know. You can be in. You can set your status to offline, but you can't be running Steam in actual offline mode. So if you set your status to offline, your friends think you're offline, but you're not. Anyway. You can see it's idling away. 433 card drops remaining. That's going to take a while. In fact, I estimate that will take about a week to run. But this doesn't actually run the games at all. It just tells Steam that you are. In fact, you don't even need the games installed, which is brilliant. Because it would take an awful lot of hard drive space if I was going to install everything. And it would take forever to download them. So this is the great thing about this. It's currently idling Viscera cleanup detail, and I've got 2 card drops remaining, and it'll just idle away, and it says next check 1422. It means at that time it'll check to see if there are any cards dropped in that time, and if necessary it'll switch to the next game. So I've got 107 games left to go and 433 cards. As I say, that will probably take about a week. If you leave it running overnight, when you wake up in the morning, you'll probably have 20 or 25 cards. So this isn't going to be magically quick or easy, but this takes no processor power, no hard drive space, nothing. So just install it and leave it running until you're done. I'm thinking 400 games takes about a week. Your results may vary. Right, here's the next tool I'm going to use. This is Steam Inventory Helper. This is a plugin for Chrome. It's not going to work on Firefox, it's not going to work on Internet Explorer or anything like that. I don't actually use Chrome, I use Opera. And it is possible to get most Chrome plugins to run on Opera because they use the same Chromium WebKit engine. And for that, you need an extra little plugin called Download Chrome Extension, which allows you to download and install Chrome extensions on Opera. Anyway, there's a link to that below. Very few people will need to care about that. You probably won't. Anyway, Steam Inventory Helper is a little plugin which, when you go to the Steam website, and note the Steam website, not the Steam app, it will alter the web page to make things a lot easier for you. For instance, when you're browsing through your inventory, if you see a trading card, you can click one button to say sell this for 1 pence below the lowest market value. So you're not going to have to endlessly go through selling each card manually, which normally requires, I think, 6 or 7 button clicks, and you got to enter numbers and tick boxes. Yeah, you can sell with 1 button this way, and you can even sell multiple cards very easily. Anyway, this is Steam Inventory Helper, link below in the video description. The next thing I'm using is a thing called Enhanced Steam. There are versions of it for most browsers. Here's it on the Chrome store. There's a specific Opera version. Can't remember which browsers there's versions for. You can go directly to the website. I'll put links for all the enhanced Steam versions below. All this does is, again, modifies the Steam web pages. Web pages, mind, not the Steam app. It will modify the web pages to make things clearer, easier to read. Maybe you don't actually want to sell all your trading cards. Maybe you actually want to make badges. This makes that easier. Anyway, this is another tool that you can use. Links below. Here I am on the Steam webpage. You can see I've earned 29 cards overnight. And yes, at the top you'll see in the menu thing, Enhanced Steam has added a couple of extra entries. That's the kind of thing it does. It will also show up stuff like, it'll tell you the cheapest that a game has ever been on sale for if you look up a game. It's very handy, have a look at it. So here I am in my Steam inventory, and you'll notice I've got an awful lot of extra options. You can see Steam overview price, 10 pence. These cards starting at 10 pence, and yeah, I've got this extra button at the bottom, quick sell at 9 pence. In other words, 1 penny under market value. This will mean that in most cases you will sell your card almost instantly. You will get your money quick sweet. Now, you can do this for all your cards, one at a time if you want, but there is also the function, using this Steam Inventory Helper, to sell multiple cards at once. Right, here we go. I've selected 5 cards, and you can see the dotted yellow outline to show that they are all selected. And now I can sell them all at once. It's not just a one-click sell, but I can hit the Sell 5 Items button. This is something that Steam Inventory Helper has added. And here you can see it's working through a queue of them. You can see the cards in the top left. You can see over there, total price of all of them, price remaining. And you can easily remove things from the queue. It's very powerful. Yeah, I agree to the Steam subscriber agreement. This is what you would see if you had to do every card individually. But with this, you can fill this in once and then just apply it through every card. Bang, 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 bang. I could do this to the whole of my inventory. So, that is all there is to it. I am going to generate all 400 and whatever cards. I've actually already earned about 100 of them through this method. I'm going to let it run for the remainder of the week and get me the rest of my cards. And I estimate that overall I'm going to make about £60, which not bad. There is no way of cashing your money out of Steam. You know, it's only ever going to be Steam credit. It's not real money. But yeah, you use it to buy games. I have people ask me from time to time, oh, you know, I'm short of money for a game. What can I do to earn one? Do this. This is the single best way of doing it. You will have to leave Steam Idle Master running for quite a long time. It is possible to idle up to 30 games at the same time. I haven't really had much success with that, but a friend of mine who's done this, he was able to idle multiple games. So, you know, it's not impossible. Have a play around with these things. This video is not intended to be an extensive tutorial on how to use any of these things. Links for everything below. And hey, if you make some money off this, why not let me know how you get on? I'd be curious to see how much money people make off this. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll see you all later. Good day.